Hello students, today we are going to learn a biology chapter that is control and coordination. In this chapter, we are mainly going to learn a few given topics which are mainly structure and functioning of neuron, reflex arc, human brain, chemical coordination in plants and chemical coordination in animals. But before looking into these topics, let us first learn what is the meaning of control and coordination. Control and coordination means the functions of nervous system and hormones in our bodies. Let us have some example. When you want to talk to your friends in the class, you whisper rather than shouting loudly. So that is a control and coordination. One more example is that as soon as you touch a hot object, we remove our hand. So that is a control and coordination. In animals, such control and coordination are guided by nervous system, muscular system, and some hormones. Whereas in case of plants, such control and coordination are controlled by hormones. Moving to our first topic is the structure and functioning of neuron. Neuron or nerve cells are present in all sense organs. Each neuron consists of three parts, namely dendrite, axon, and nerve ending. So this is the figure of neuron showing the different parts. This dendritic part, this dendritic part usually receives the information and converts them into electrical impulse, and this electrical impulse travels through the cell body and then along the axon to its end. At the end of the axon, the electrical impulse sets off the release of some chemicals, and these chemicals cross the synapse and start a similar electrical impulse in a dendrite of the next neuron. Thus, this is how a nerve impulse transmits in our body. Next topic is the reflex arc. Whenever there is a change in the environment, our sense organs can detect the changes, and the whole process can be depicted in the following way. First, the sense organs detect the change, then the whole information is passed to the brain through spinal cord. Then the brain decides. Then whatever decision is taken by the brain is passed to the muscles through spinal cord. So this is the pathway how we respond to the change in the environment. But in some cases, we have to decide very first what should be done. For example, if we touch a hot object and follow the evoked pathway, it will be late and maybe even dangerous. So we need a shorter pathway where spinal cord is involved, and that pathway is known as reflex arc. In reflex arc, the information detected by sense organs are transmitted to spinal cord by sensory neuron, and from there itself decisions are taken and transmitted to the muscles by motor nerves. And as we can see, reflex arc doesn't consist of brain, so from the usual pathway we remove some step, and for which we are able to take faster decision. Next topic is the brain. Brain is covered by a hard outer covering known as skull, and the spinal cord is covered by vertebral column. Between skull and brain and spinal cord and vertebral column, there consists of fluid known as cerebrospinal fluid, and its function is to provide shock absorption. Usually, brain is divided into three parts, that is forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Forebrain is usually the largest part, which consists of cerebrum, which is the thinking part. It controls voluntary actions, sites for memory, intelligence, interpretations, hunger, and sensation. Midbrain and hindbrain controls all involuntary actions. Hindbrain consists of two parts. Medulla, which controls blood pressure, vomiting, etc. Cerebellum controls precision of voluntary action and maintaining the posture and balance of the body. Moving to our next topic is coordination in plants. As we all know, plants doesn't consist of nervous system and sense organs like us, but still they can detect the change in the environment. Plants move on the basis of different stimulus. Let us have some example. Sunflower sense the direction of the sun and always face that direction. Second one is the touch me not. It detects our touch and then falls away. So in both the cases, stimulus to movement are different. Some of the movements may be directional and some movements may not be directional. Movements which are directional are known as tropic movements, and movements which are non-directional are known as nastic movement. So some example of tropic movements are phototropism, where the stem bends in direction from which the light is falling. Next is geotropism, where roots grow in the direction of a gravity and shoots grow opposite to the direction of gravity. Some example of nastic movement is touch. Leaves of mimosa plant close due to touch. Light. Dandelion flowers closes its petal during daytime and opens during nighttime. Now the question arises, how plants detect these changes. They detect these changes with the help of growth promoters and growth inhibitors. Examples of growth promoters are auxin, which is responsible for phototropic and geotropic responses of the plant. Second one is the gibberellins, which help in the growth of stem. Third one is the cytokinin, which help in cell division. Example of growth inhibitors is abscisic acid, which promotes wilting and falling of leaves. Now let us study about the chemical coordination in humans. In our body, we have seen that electrical impulses transmit in very high speed from one part to another part of the body. But in that high speed pathway, some flows are also present. For example, in our body, every cell is not connected with the nervous system, and also to generate signals between two neurons, some time of gap is needed. So in this time gap, no signal is generated. So for this disadvantage, our body relies on another system known as chemical coordination. Chemical coordination involves the hormones, which plays an important role. In our body, many endocrine glands are present, which are present at different parts of the body and produce hormones. So let us see some of the endocrine glands, hormones, and their functions. So this is a picture of different endocrine glands present in our body. This side is the male body and this side is the female body, and the different endocrine glands and the locations are shown in this diagram. This is a table which consists of the different endocrine glands along with their hormones and their functions. They are very important in your exam. But in human body, it is important for secretion of hormones, and that too should be in proper amount or quantity. If the secretion of hormone is very much, then the body growth and height growth will also be much more, and that condition is known as giantism. If the secretion of growth hormone is less, then the body growth and height also becomes less, and that condition is known as dwarfism. In our body, some specific feedback mechanisms are present which regulates the secretion of hormones in a proper amount. So this is all about this chapter.